And did you know there's a competitive professional basketball league being played in Harlem? Tonight, in studio from the Clash Pro League, founder Chris Gotti Lorenzo and one of their star players, Antoine Mason, the son of the late former New York Knicks great Anthony Mason. Well, they will both be joining us in studio to preview next week's playoffs and championship for this New York City league that showcases some of the top street ballers in the world. All of this as another edition of Sports Extra gets started right now. Welcome back to Sports Extra, presented by Toyota. So we all know New York is a basketball city with its roots on the playgrounds across the boroughs. Well, did you know that there's a competitive basketball league being played right now in Harlem every Sunday, showcasing some of the top street ballers in the world? It's the Clash Pro League, or CPL, and it's in its first season with the championship being played in 2 weeks. The playoffs are going to be underway soon. And joining me now is the founder and commissioner of CPL, Chris Gotti Lorenzo, and one of the league's star players from the Hollywood Hoopers, Antoine Mason. And yes, it is that Mason, the son of the late Knicks great Anthony Mason. Gentlemen, Chris, Antoine, thank you for joining me. How are you on this Sunday after you just played a game today, Antoine?
Man, thank you for having us.
Got to give glory to God. Thank you.
Great to have you guys here. So, Antoine, you're at the Hollywood Hoopers. You played today. You guys lost today, but you're in the semifinals next week.
Yeah,
so
we clinched playoffs last week.
Okay, so who's in the semifinals next week, and then you guys play for the championship final?
It all depends on the game that's finishing now.
Okay.
But it's us. It's Skywalkers and City Slammers. Yes.
Sweet, sweet. 8 teams in the league. Chris, I'll start with you first. Why did you create the CPL?
So many reasons. The first one was there's a void that I found being 42 years inside of street ball for these athletes that don't have a place to go. Basically, let's call it, they didn't have a way to make a wage for playing basketball overseas. Maybe they had a hardship problem, they couldn't get to the league, or maybe they made it to the NBA and then they came back down. These are all these are NCAA players. This is an elite league. This is not like just anybody off the street that could play basketball. These are elite athletes.
Antoine, so of course you grew up, going to Madison Square Garden and watching your father play. So I want to ask you that first. How did the way your dad played just influence the way that you approach the game and the way you play the game?
The Garden's like my second home, so just growing up watching him play from I was a little kid when my mom was holding me, I would just hear his name and start smiling. And then once I got older and start understanding the game, and it was a special moment just to see my dad, live his dream out and then me chasing it. So I got a lot from him. Our games are similar. Of course, he trained me since high school when he was like, all right, if you're going to take it serious, I got you. You
started in Niagara, then you went to Auburn. You played overseas, so you played professionally. What now attracts you to the opportunities and the style of play at the CPL?
First and foremost, my family's here, so they can come to my game. My mom's there every single game, and my grandma. So like I said, first and foremost, it was the family. Then it's just the competitiveness in New York. Growing up in New York, if you know how to play, you're going to see it. If not, you're going to get exposed. So the competition is amazing. We have a bunch of talent, like you said, from people that played in the NCAA to some people that played in the NBA and now in this league, and a bunch of people that played overseas. So it's a competitive spirit. It's a great league, and I'm just happy to be a part of it.
And you play your games at the PAL Harlem Center every Sunday. The league actually started in October. And Chris, you are a very successful music producer, and you also founded ClashTV. And that's where we can watch the CPL. How does this streaming platform, what's the marriage like with the CPL and your ability to showcase both these talents and also cross-promote and create income and money?
When you look at the NBA, I'm not trying to compete with the NBA, but they did set a blueprint for this business at the highest level. So one of the blueprints is they have network. Their network could be Fox. It could be all these different channels that might actually broadcast the game. and that generates the revenue for the teams. And the reason these NBA players are making so much revenue today is because of the network deals. So Clash is my network. ClashTV is my network. We own it. I have partners. Ivana Sakov is one of the co-founders of ClashTV. And we're using that network to actually market, promote, and so people can now watch the games.
So it's CLSH.TV?
CLSH.TV.
Yes, so no A, yes.
No A.
But also on YouTube, though, too, right? At Clash Street Ball, that's
Street
the page.
Ball, absolutely.
Excellent. So,
and there's an app. You can download the app, the ClashTV app. You can go right to your
streaming
Apple Store and go get the app and get it right there.
What time are the games next Sunday, December 15th, or the semifinals?
Next game's the semis, and we'll start the first game probably about 4 o'clock.
Okay. You'll pay the door, get tickets ahead of time?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
4 o'clock.
Seats, limited seats, so get there early.
Yeah. It stays packed. It stays packed. You better make it
Once you're in, you're going to be in there. So get in there for the first game, and there you can see Antoine play for the Hollywood Hoopers. Good luck to you. Thank you, Chris and Antoine, for coming in. Really
Tina,
appreciate it.
Thank you so much for
Best of luck as you continue your inaugural year and many years to come for the Clash Pro League. Again, the games are next Sunday, December 15th, are your semifinals. Chris Gotti Lorenzo, the founder and the commissioner, and Antoine Mason, one of their star players, playing next week. We appreciate you.
Yes.
And Sports Extra will be right back.